this is an Xbox. No, honestly, how bad can it even get for Xbox at this point? The Xbox showcase should be at least somewhat decent, right? The PlayStation 1 looks like it's coming along nicely. There are a couple of things to be excited about. So, I mean, Xbox can't fail 5 years in a row, can they?
Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today, as tradition dictates, to do our annual Xbox Showcase predictions. And I gotta say, peering around the internet, looking at videos coming out, social media, Reddit gaming leaks and rumors, a little quiet this year. Not much hype going into Summer Games Fest, not much hype going into the Xbox Games Showcase, and I don't know if that means
Well, to be fair, last year's Xbox showcase was horrible. Okay, remember, Doom the Dark Ages. Excuse me, Doom the Dark Ages seemed like the only win last year's Xbox showcase, and Doom the Dark Ages is a complete failure.
means I should anticipate a lower year, or if that means that this year can really surprise me in good ways.
Gears of War, I heard that it got cancelled. At least two Gears of War games got cancelled or something like that. The studio making them got yeeted, which is good. I honestly think.
Or all of a sudden, all these leakers have decided, yeah, we're just going to clam up this time of year. Still, there's a few days to go. Maybe more leaks happen. But nonetheless, I have a lot of predictions for this show. And Xbox has put on a fantastic showcase these last 2 years. And since Developer Direct, I don't
Is that a joke? It's a very funny joke.
remember the last Xbox showcase I saw that I didn't like. So I feel like this should, at the very least, be a great show once more. But I do think they have some question marks to scrape away here, as I'll get into, on top of games that I hope they deliver on. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, you're into what's going on with Xbox or these upcoming showcases, and your boy puts pedal to the metal, even though I'm sick, so we're going to have a lot of videos coming out. So if you're interested in things happening with Xbox or Summer Games Fest, we're gonna
Subscribe,
be doing a lot
like,
of
do
coverage
all
over
of
the
that
weekend.
things.
Consider subscribing.
Please donate a kidney.
Okay, so now let's begin. The opening of this video, I feel very confident in my predictions. I'll get into the point where I start to waver a bit, but I have a lot of confident predictions. I'm like, I think there's like a 90% chance like these
Okay.
things will show up. And I'll tell you when I drop off a cliff on that. But when it comes to the show opener, there's a lot of great options here.
Okay.
I think as I put more time into it, the most likely show opener to me is one of three games. It's Halo, it's Gears, or it's Clockwork Revolution. I think Clockwork Revolution
What is Clockwork Revolution? Gears of War. Is it even happening at this point? I'm not 100% sure if it's even happening at this
is a game that will be at this showcase.
Halo's dead, and I think the franchise as a whole is. It's just plummeting downhill in incredible speeds.
One way or another. It's just time for an update. We got a reveal when it was a pre-alpha. I think this is going to be a 2026 game. I think this is a lock-in for that developer direct slot at the top of 2026. So I feel like get
Is this game just Bioshock but less good?
an update like, hey, this is coming 2026, and Xbox fans know the drill. Like, we mark that in our heads like, okay, we're
Oh! It's definitely Bioshock Infinite, but a lot worse.
see that top of next year and get a hard release date then. But I think it's time to see what In Exile has been cooking. I'm really excited for that team because I think they're going to take a lot of people by storm. A lot of people have not played, for whatever reason, Wasteland or Bard's Tale, and these are
Yeah, because this looked bad and boring.
amazing games, and now they're really leveling up here, taking their games to the next level with something like Clockwork Revolution. Just by the first trailer alone, I was like, this is way different from anything they've done. The first-person shooting while still claiming to be a crunchy RPG with choice and consequence. So I think this can really surprise people.
Well, good luck claiming that, though.
I think it'd be a strong show opener. The other option, like I mentioned, is
Okay, so we're starting off with Bioshock Infinite, but at home. Nice.
Halo. Halo's an interesting one, man, because they did just do the Halo Studios re-reveal, announced they're working on Unreal Engine, and that could have been the signal flare to shoot in the sky and be like, we're hiring talent, right? But I feel like now you need a project
I can't wait for the Halo game and Master Chief takes off his helmet because you can't see his face, and that's bad. 10 out of 10.
to gather around. And given that next year is the 25th anniversary of Halo, I feel like next year you could put in the slot there, like, Halo's going to get announced then. At the same time, opening your show and being like, Halo Combat Evolved Remake, as it's been leaked before, is coming next year. I think is a really good tone setter, especially
Okay, a remake. That we can if it's a remake and it's a true remake, not a true remake, but if it doesn't change things, doesn't rewrite the script, doesn't change the story, then this could be a win. Okay, okay, good. So, BioShock Infinite but at home, a remake of a game that was good, but then you ruined it. I mean, that's the best start I have seen in years from Xbox. Nice.
in a particular time where people are questioning what is Xbox, opening with what X
This is an Xbox. Yeah, I hit my thing. This is an Xbox. Everything is an Xbox. The poo I left in the bowl is Xbox.
Xbox is, I think would be really smart. So that is the opener I'm least confident in because 343 has gone through a lot of change technically, staff wise. So they might take a while to get things going, but I wouldn't be too surprised if they had a project announcement
Effectively, the studio's dead, if you're wondering.
here. But that's one of my candidates. The one that I think I'm most confident in is Gears of War E-Day. This was rumored to be ahead of schedule, where many of us thought this was a 26 game. Some have said it's possibly a 25 game.
They ruined Gears of War, and now they're gonna do E-Day. I don't think it's gonna work out. Okay? The newest Gears of War games were just trash for the most part, okay? Boring, lame, dull.
I think since the developer direct slot has been given up over to Obsidian with the Outer Worlds 2, that Gears of War E-Day is a 26 game. But I think giving this one a hard release date with true gameplay and not just like a title card would be a really good way to open the show. So I think all three of these are strong candidates. I'm leaning more into Clockwork and Gears, but I think Halo Combat Evolved Remake is my personal favorite Halo, would be an excellent surprise. Now we get bold. The show closer. What ends the show? Madden?
Starfield.
Oh boy.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Called him a madman. I think it's going to be Elder Scrolls 6. I really
Ooh.
do. I've been putting this prediction out into the wind since really the
Yeah. I mean, the show starts off weak and it's gonna end weak. That's the prediction.
Oblivion remastered rumors started to crop up at the top of this year. When they moved the game from June to April, to me, that was really just suspicious. I'm like, why? What's happening in June? Xbox doesn't release anything in June. What's happening in June that made you want to move it up and shadow drop it so soon? And also, just the nature of Oblivion Remastered existing, to me, is still really peculiar. I'm like, yeah, it's free money, but like you guys were so hard on the fact that you would just never do something like this. And all of a sudden, you're doing it. It's almost like it coincides with something. But really, the other point of rationale for me with an Elder Scrolls 6 trailer is the headlines. The headlines about the amount of time it's been between Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls 6's announcement versus now and the Elder Scrolls 6 announcement is like longer. Todd Howard's been very open about how much this has bothered him. And I feel like if you want to gauge where I think this trailer will be, take the Starfield teaser reveal trailer, the 2-minute teaser reveal trailer that we got. It was in-engine enough to be like, this is what the game will look like. It delivered the vibes of the game, like the setting. It delivered some light story details. It gave fans something to pick at for years. More importantly, it was an update.
Remember when Starfield's main marketing tool was supposed to be, we have sandwiches! You can make Domino's with sandwiches! Oh, that was pure pain.
On Starfield after years of nothing. Elder Scrolls 6 is in a more precarious position. I do think Bethesda Game Studios, as I'll get into in my next prediction, is going to have a pretty significant presence here. But I feel like even though it's probably 2 years out, so between that long wait, Todd Howard's comments, the Oblivion Remaster, how Oblivion Remaster from a business angle gets a bump with the Elder Scrolls 6 announcement, and also fans finally get something after all this time. I do view it a bit as a pity trailer, but truly I think that is something that is needed at this point in time. I know that they said the next trailer would be closer to the release date of the game, but again, I still see too many signs to ignore that something's off here. And there's one last bit of hope I want to give you for Elder Scrolls 6, and I apologize if you're hitting me with that Avengers gif right now, but look, I'm going to give you a little hope. And it goes back to the FTC document that has guided us for years.
No one even wants Elder Scrolls 6 at this point. Everyone's done. Everyone has lost any hope that Bethesda is going to make anything good. The Oblivion remake just proved that old Bethesda was good and modern day Bethesda can't do anything right. The people who made Starfield are making now Elder Scrolls 6. No one wants the announcement of Elder Scrolls 6. It's We have chosen to live our lives in the ever-present shadow of not knowing what things could have been, because we all know that knowing how things will end is the worst situation.
Years, and once it runs out of its use, Lord knows how we're going to navigate this Bethesda speculation rumor mill. But nonetheless, this thing has always been 2 years off. So if you look at fiscal year 21, Starfield, Redfall, Doom Eternal DLC, Project Hibiki, which was Hi-Fi Rush, all of these came out in 2023. Then you fast forward to 22, Indiana Jones game. That was 2024. So was Starfield's DLC. That was last year. Oblivion, as originally leaked, was 24 to 25, and it ended up being early 25, so a minor delay. So these shifts can happen in a small way. You look at 23, which would lead us into this year. You have Doom Year Zero. That's Doom the Dark Ages. Came out this year. So you have other things like Project Kestra we'll talk about, but then you move to next year where we're supposed to get Elder Scrolls 6, right? Because it says fiscal year 24. So if you use that 2-year gap, again, Elder Scrolls 6 could be a 26, probably more likely 27 title, but it's very likely that this game is closer than people realize. It has been worked on in some capacity since when Fallout 76 was announced in 2018. And look, they called me a madman last time. Look how things ended up with Oblivion Remastered. Trust your boy. I think we're going to see Elder Scrolls 6. What we're also going to see, no doubt, from Bethesda Game Studios is Starfield DLC. I feel like this earns itself a really easy.
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for my Starfield DLC. I want it. I want to experience it, okay? I didn't buy the last DLC, by the way. I'm not going to buy the new one, but my god, this is going to be bad. I already know. I'm willing to bet all the money I have that this is going to be bad. This is going to be horrible. Arguably worse than probably the base game and the expansion. And the DLC was horrible. Shattered Space was the stupidest thing ever. You travel to House Maroon, the only good piece of lore, because Bethesda didn't write any lore about it, so it was just this mysticky space house that no one knows where it is and they exist. Yeah, you know your game's bad when your best piece of lore is just not fleshing out the lore and leaving something blank, so it's not at least bad. Then you travel to it in literally 5 minutes. You get crowned as their chosen champion because reasons. House Maroon is just a bunch of idiots who don't have the common basic sense, and their rules allow you to kill anyone at any time and get their shit for free. Not even joking. That's legit. And they have these tattoos on their faces and wherever, and they're stupid, and there's no explanation why that even matters, even though other House Maroon members you meet don't have them, and it doesn't make sense. But I mean, who's counting? It's the dumbest crap ever. I can't wait to see what the DLC going to be like. It's probably going to be worse. And they're going to the word on the street currently is that they're going to talk about the Starborn stuff. You know, a little bit more fleshed out space dragon shout lore. Oh boy, I wonder if we're going to go into the past to defeat a space dragon.
Easy slot in the showcase. I don't know what it's going to be, and that's kind of part of the fun. Is like, what is this Starfield DLC going to entail? Is it going to be like Shattered Space again? Is it going to be an announcement of the PS5 port? Like, are we going to see the PlayStation logo at the end of the trailer? What are these changes they're going to make to the game? Like, Shattered Space, as I mentioned so many times, had so many answers to the problems of Starfield, and just on a quality level, failed them all.
Like, oh, he said, okay, I was going to say, like, what? But how...
So my answer has always been for Starfield DLC to just try Shattered Space again, but do it way better this time. I mean, you look at the Open Critic score, the user reviews, Starfield Shattered Space did horrible. So this DLC, it's also a possibility, like it's just not ready to show off, but I hope they answer in a strong way and give Starfield a leg to stand on, because right now it feels like it's on its last legs, and if Starfield doesn't really show out and then ES6 shows up, last nail in the coffin for this game, man. All right, let's go a little third party here. I still have first party predictions, but I got more I'm confident in here. I mean, we know the Persona 4 remake exists. There was domains listed by Atlas. They followed this same trajectory with Persona 3.
Well, Persona remake would be an easy win.
Reload which was also announced at the Xbox Showcase. Sega and Xbox are like this right now. Especially in the world of Atlas, you are getting a lot of that on Xbox's stage. And I think it's because they've identified something there that like this is a really important thing for them to lock down. So Metaphor was on their stage. Persona 3 Reload was. Tactica was. Like these are significant announcements. I think Persona 4 Remake is coming within the next year. Yuri Lowenthal, Aaron Fitzgerald, like all these actors and actresses that were part of the original Persona 4 game have confirmed its existence and said they're not going to be part of it, which didn't come as a surprise to me because they recast all of Persona 3. But nonetheless, 4's cast is insane, both in the talent that's there, but also how expensive it probably would be nowadays. But still, just given the trajectory of how Persona 3 Reload went and when it was announced, and 4 Remake following that same trajectory, and obviously being free money for Sega, plus that partnership with Xbox, I think this is a very likely landing spot to get Persona 4 Remake. So this is one of my favorite games of all time. I will cry. I will cry. This game pulled me out of a depression single-handedly. Like I am so ready for this, man. So very excited for it. Hoping the recast is excellent though, because a lot of this game is special because of its character.
I doubt that they're gonna fail. Just basically a slight remake of the Persona games. Okay, maybe they're gonna Well, maybe they're gonna remove some feminine aspects of the characters and whatnot, but it's not gonna be a failure. Okay, so currently, everything new sounds bad. Everything remastered or / remake. There's no difference between a remaster or a remake at this point. By the way, I honestly think sounds good because it's good games. I'm just patiently waiting until the moment that these companies get full of themselves because the remasters are good and they're like, okay, let's push some more garbage in the remasters. How about that? Again, they tried with the Oblivion remaster. They actually succeeded because no one played the original Oblivion, and people turns out there is a lot of censorship in that in the Oblivion remaster happening. Unreasonable amount, in fact.
And it's moments where you're like away from combat and just hanging with your friends. Persona 6 though might be on your mind too. I think this is 2026. I don't think we see Persona 6 this year. I think if you get 4 Remake, you don't get Persona 6. I don't think you get one or the other, although I would love to do both. I think it's almost time for Persona 6. I know people are like, it is time, but I'm like, if you're a business and you got remakes like 3 and 4 in the tubes, like, you don't need to rush 6's reveal. Especially because I think 6 is going to be huge. Like, easily Sega's biggest game.
I hope they give a Persona 4 female character alopecia or something to even out the playing field.
Since Sonic. Like, I think it's going to be that big. So there should be no rush, even though I know we as fans feel that urgency. I think they're going to do 4 Remake, build up the fan base even more, and 6 is going to be explosive. Another prediction I have here is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. I feel like this has been in the rumor mill for a while. The reports from Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming were that Black Flag Remake was due out this year. And I remember Ubisoft showing up on the Xbox stage with Star Wars Outlaws, and I feel like this could be a good spot to show off this.
Did you know that Star Wars Outlaws had a DLC? Yeah, no one played it. No one bought it. Everyone hated it. Surprising.
Game. So I'm hoping we do see this because as time has gone on, I'm like, there's not really a lot of great pirate games. And I just want to go back to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And
bro, what do you mean? Skull and Bones, Ubisoft delivered.
Remind myself of why I do enjoy Assassin's Creed when recent entries have been less enjoyable. So I'm excited to see that. Other predictions I feel confident in. Double Fine's next game. God, it has been time. Like, Psychonauts 2 was 2021, and Psychonauts 2 was amazing, but you know, we're pushing this August for...
I don't even know what Psychonauts is. I never played it. I never was interested in it. I have no idea what this is.
Years. It's time, man. It's time to know what's going on at Double Fine. Whatever this game's going to be, it's going to be weird. It's going to be crazy. I have no predictions on what it can be. I know they said they had a multiplayer game that was in stasis while they were finishing up Psychonauts 2. I will just say, if after all this time it is a multiplayer game, it's going to bum me out a little bit. I hope it's a single-player game. That's where a lot of my excitement lies nowadays in gaming. So, Double Fine, next game, gotta be here. Continuing with confident predictions, another game that I think needs to show up, give us true gameplay, not just an idea of the gameplay, and a release window is State of Decay 3. first announced in 2020. Then we got a
Oh yeah.
gameplay update. We're like, okay, got a decent feel of what this will look
Oh yeah.
like, but I want to see the actual.
Dude. I mean, my body is ready. Okay, my soul is ready. Just throw in State of Decay. Let's go.
There's a lot of games on this list, as you know. It's time. Like, it's time for Elder Scrolls 6, in my opinion, just to get an update. It's not going to be the release date. It's time for Double Fine, and it's time for.
Listen. It's all fine because he saved the Black Woman, who honestly didn't need any saving. She obviously had it. You know, it's just that this is like an advanced form of mansplaining. It's fine.
It's not going to be the release date. It's time for Double Fine, and it's time for State of Decay 3. I just think this game has been on the shelf for so long. It's got so many studios working on it. Obsidian is helping them because they like how Obsidian did the multiplayer in Grounded. So Obsidian.
Listen, at least she stole something from him as a goodbye parting gift. Okay, it's fine.
Is helping them. So this project has been like a black hole, just sucking in so much of the workforce. Something has to come out of it. And I hope that a hard release window, like summer 26 or something like that, shows up. But more importantly, I just hope we actually see the dang game running. This game sort of falls in that category Clockwork Revolution does of like top of 2026 developer direct energy. So show us an update here. Give us more next year.
What about Fable?
Speaking of games that
Fable should just be kept dead, okay? I'm not gonna lie.
it's time, you might immediately think of Fable. And yes, I would love to see Fable. I'm right there with you. The rationale's there. But after the
Same. I would also love to see Fable. It's gonna be a disaster.
delay and how little we saw when the delay was announced, like there wasn't really an attempt to, I think, restore confidence. It was like a quick little snippet like, it exists, guys, look. But otherwise, I think Fable is like deep 26. Like, I think a holiday 26 title.
Fable's deep in shit.
And this, no doubt, felt like it was going to be the developer direct game for this year. And that Outer Worlds
The hell
2
is this? Whoa! Man, very... Okay, so 0 good games predictions that are not remakes. Nice. Again, it's like I'm not gonna lie. I expected this. It's Xbox. Listen, it's not a meme that Xbox doesn't have games. Xbox doesn't have games. These things don't just appear out of the nether for no reason.
was the surprise swap. I say that because as they announced that Outer Worlds 2 would be this developer direct game, they then
The Outer Worlds 2 is gonna probably be at best average. At best.
made it the IGN first game and revealed so much about the game that I have no questions about the Outer Worlds 2. I'm excited. I think it looks great, but there's no question marks surrounding previous developer direct games like Starfield or like Call of Duty. You know, these were games with big question marks. What's it going to be like? Outer Worlds has no more question marks. Anyway, to my point with Fable, I think this was supposed to be the slot for the developer direct. It's not. Since it got such a significant delay where it's not even coming out at all this year, I think they are just going to stash it away until it's well and ready because they've already waited this long. May as well wait a little bit longer. I guess it's possible they show more to restore confidence, but I think developer direct is a better place for that. I guess Perfect Dark also falls in that bin.
Oh god, Perfect Dark is gonna be a disaster. Perfect canon.
Would Perfect Dark be here? I still think that's like a 27 game, so I don't think so. Giving it a pulse was good at the time. I think hold off for a little bit because what I saw was exciting. Forza Horizon 6, when you look at the release timelines for each of these games, it feels like it should be time for Playground Games to reveal this game and maybe even release it in the next year. But each time the game has been revealed, it's released that same year. Do I actually see Horizon 6 coming out in 2025? Tough to say, but I think that's next year, just given Fable and the issues going on in Playground and finding out how to be this dual project team. I feel like it's delayed Forza Horizon 6 a little bit more, but also the amount of money Horizon 5 has made maybe changes what 6 can do. So
does anyone care about Forza Horizon at this point even?
So showing up
this is Blade.
This year, I think that's also showing up maybe next year in a reveal style manner of like gameplay for like a 27 release. So one question that's
this is gonna be a disaster. This is the same stuff as the movie. It's a disaster.
been really asked about Xbox is when will they bring back comp?
I don't exactly remember what was the deal with Blade. I didn't follow it closely, but I did watch a couple of things, and people effectively summarize this it like this: how hard it is to make a game, movie, or whatever about vampires? Well, you just kill them, okay? You just kill them, and that's it. Well, guess what? None of those the media are gonna do. That's right, kill vampires. How do you ruin a Blade? Anything? Well, you just make Blade. You just replace Blade with his daughter or something. That's how you do it.
Pat, you bought Activision, Bethesda. You
So yeah, okay. Currently, all of this looks really bad. State of Decay, yeah, State of Decay probably looks like the most potentially not super horrible actual real thing. When maybe Gears of War if we're super lucky, but everything else just looks bad. Okay, Clockwork Revolution is again. BioShock at Home, a remake, something bad again, and another remake. It's not looking good.
have this incredible library of games, incredible history of games. Xbox themselves has that. You look at what PlayStation's doing with like emulation and adding trophies to PS2 games and PSP games. What is Xbox going to do? I think Gears of War Reloaded told
And this is the crazy part, right? A week ago we watched about the PlayStation stuff that's happening. Half of that stuff was exciting. Half that stuff looked good. And again, I don't know the PlayStation. I don't know an Xbox. I literally could not care less who wins the console war. Spoiler alert, Xbox already literally gave up. But I don't care. I don't exactly care that Xbox or PlayStation is better than each other. But still, it's like PlayStation was miles ahead. It's like PlayStation, 50% of the PlayStation stuff looked good. Here, it's just the remakes are potentially going to be good. And even that, at this point, you have to wonder, are they going to mess up?
us so much, which is why I made an entire video on it. And I think with back compat, a lot of people are like me and they get into that dream world of like, man, they're going to come out on stage and be like, all 100 plus games available now. Throw your disc in and it's going to work just fine. I think those days are done. I think Xbox is in the pay me now kind of era. And so what I think is going to happen with Activision back compat is number one, I don't think it's done on a stage. I think that's something that's assigned to an Xbox wire post. But also, I think when the time comes, it's not going to be about back compat or entirely worth it every month. So I can only see that zombies. I don't know if this year is going to be that.
Oh, okay. I guess we're done. Anyway, that was Mr. Manic Placed. 10 out of 10. Xbox is so dead. It's not even funny. Bye.